When starting a business, the first thing to do is begin with a plan, and it all begins with an idea. So your thinking should be in line with, what do I enjoy doing? What is my passion? What have I done professionally, and can I do it differently or better than how it's been done? You should be brainstorming about all these initial insights. The first page of your business plan should have your company name at the top, and title, which is business plan, and at the bottom your contact info such as your name, phone number, and email address. All right. The second page is your mission statement, which is a brief statement about your company or what it's about. Right. It's usually a paragraph, could be longer, could be shorter. Keep it short and sweet, right? For example, our company's mission statement is to assist businesses, residential governments in reducing their energy and operational expense in key areas such as LED lighting and utility bill reduction services while providing support and guidance to our partners. Again, short and sweet and direct, right? Page 3 is your table of contents. Here you will list the subject of discussion and page numbers, right? So you'd be able to write table of contents on top of the page, and in the body, start with executive summary and page number like 4, company ownership, page number 5, company location, partnerships, products, market analysis, market needs, industry analysis, competitive comparison, strategy and implementation, management summary, and financial projections. Here's an overview of your executive summary. Right? You should start with the name of your company, where it's incorporated, where it was established, what you specialize in, what differentiates your product and services, what problems you solved, and why your product and services is the best solution. Right? In the next paragraph, add the results of your market and industry research, as in what's going on in your industry. For example, for the past 10 years, prices for this product or service has been increasing, and industry experts expect the industry to double over the next 2 years, etc. Right? In your next paragraph, you can outline what marketing techniques you plan on implementing, whether it's grassroots door-to-door sales, my favorite of course, cold calling, over the phone, direct mail, internet pay-per-click advertising, radio, and or television, right? In another section, you can add how much cash you're looking to raise, if you're looking to raise any, right? And how you plan on using that cash. Finally, add information about yourself and your partners, such as your name, you're the founder of the company, your professional business background, if any, your degrees, if you graduate high school or college. If not, that's fine. Just add your level of education or your industry expertise. It's all vital. In regards to your company's ownership structure, here in the United States, there are 4 main types of business structures, which are corporation, sole proprietor, partnership, and limited liability company or LLC. All right. Setting up a corporation pretty much becomes its own entity, and it allows you to separate all taxes and liabilities and obligations. And as the owner, you will be taxed at the individual tax rate, and your corporation will be taxed at the corporate tax rate. There are 2 types of corporations, S and C. The difference is that an S corporation allows you to pass all the income and losses on to shareholders. Pretty much it's a way to avoid double taxation. Right. So next we have the most common type of business here in the States, which is sole proprietor. These types of structures are usually for home-based businesses, and as the owner, you'll have full control of your operation, but you're responsible for paying your individual taxes to the IRS, right? And there are no protection for you as the business owner, so you could be sued and held responsible for any outstanding debts that the company owes, right? The third type of structure is partnership. So think of a partnership structure as the same as a sole proprietor, except there are 2 or more persons involved, and each partner will be responsible for their own taxes and liabilities, right? And finally, we have limited liability company or LLCs. Think of an LLC as a hybrid between a corporation and a partnership structure, right? They can be set up like a corporation and be taxed separately, or as a partnership, and each partner will be taxed individually. But an LLC does provide you some protection to liabilities, although not fully, right? Now, once you've decided that your company structure is an LLC or a corporation, on page 5 of your business plan, add company ownership and structure as your title, and in the body, add your company's name and structure and the state it was registered in. Then add your name, and if you have partners, add their names here as well. Now, skip to page 6, and then add company location as the title, and in the body of the page, add the address of your headquarters and if you have any satellite location. At the top of your next page, add your title, right? It's either product description or service description. And in the body of the page, add a broad overview of what you're offering. For example, your product or service solves X issues, it's cost effective, easy to use, right? It should also include specific details about your products or service, include a clear outline of what each individual product or service does. Right? Then you can add a list of benefits, right? And this concludes that section. Right? The next section of your business plan is your market analysis. And what you put in this section is based on your research. Right? The structure should be as follows. Right? At the top of the page, add the title, market analysis. In the first paragraph, it's good to start off with the numbers, right? How much your industry is worth and how much growth is expected in the coming years. Right, in the second paragraph, you should include any info on the demand of your products or service. Here you can explain that there's an increase in demand and so forth. Then you can explain the benefits of using your products or service, right? Followed by how you plan on marketing your products or service, right? Whether it's canvassing door to door, cold calling over the phone, email marketing, any other online marketing, radio, or TV. And finally, add your target audience, right? And what separates you from the competition in this section. The market needs section of your business plan should really key in on what the necessities are in your market and why your product or service is the solution. So, the title of your page should be Market Needs. The body of your page, you can add the reason why there's a need. List some benefits in regards to how your product or service solves what's needed, and complete this section by adding how the cost of your product or service matches up with the competition. The next section of your business plan covers your industry analysis. This is where you really begin to key in on your target audience, who you'll sell to. So add the title at the top of your page, industry analysis. In the body of the page, you can start with where you're located and who your target audiences are. For example, you're located in Miami, Florida, or New York, and your target audiences are hotels, hospitals, etc. Then you can add some figures to support why they're a good target audience, right? And finally, you can close this section out by explaining why your company has an advantage to acquire your target audience and eventually meeting and surpassing all your goals. The competitive comparison section of your business plan should cover various levels of competition, whether it's competition between manufacturers or suppliers that produce a similar product or service, different sales approach between your company and others, a description of your approach, and why your approach is best. The next section of your business plan is your strategy and implementation, which is extremely important. When describing your strategy and implementation, spend a good amount of time outlining your sales process. This allows yourself and any potential investors to fully understand what it will take to acquire clients or expand your business. This can include where you plan to sell. Is it locally, internationally, nationally? Who you plan to sell to, consumers, businesses, or it could be industry specific. How you plan to sell. Is it online? Is it door to door or cold calling over the phone? Add details such as the number of staff members, what their roles will be, and training info. right? Add a section about contracts, follow-ups, and referrals, and close it out with expansion plans, if any. The investor risk analysis section of your business plan is where you're able to explain to investors or potential investors the main risks that are involved when operating your business. This could be of financial nature, as in your main concern may be running out of cash or the mismanagement of cash, or it could be competition. You may be the 100th company selling the same product in a small local market. But the key here is to name the risk and then explain how you're planning on eliminating or minimizing them. At the end of this section, your investor or potential investor should feel comfortable enough to want to invest in your business. The next section is your mergers and acquisition section. For example, you're able to explain that within 5 to 6 years, your plan is to merge or be acquired by one of the industry leaders, or you may want to acquire a smaller company and explain how that will impact yourself and your investor. This section will evolve over time, but it's always good to have that option in place. The management summary section of your business plan should cover your management team for your business, whether it's yourself and business partners, or upper management. List their names, previous experiences, job titles, job duties, right? Keep it short and sweet in this section. Finally, your financial projection section of your business plan concludes it, right? It includes revenue projection, essentially how much sales you're projecting for the first week, month, year, 3 year, 5 years. A cash flow statement, which boils down to how much cash is coming in from your sales and or investments, and how much cash is going out to cover business expenses and investments. Your expense budget, which allows you to set a target amount of cash you'll need to spend for operating your business for a future time frame, whether it's for 6 months or a year. Your balance sheet, which explains how well the business is doing financially. So here you want to list the assets, liabilities, and owner equity. And finally, your profit and loss statement, which shows the profitability of the company. So here you'd show the company's revenue and expenses. This completes your business plan. Congratulations. Your next task is to put it all in motion, right? Start the business, get some sales, right? So we'll cover selling your product, your services, sales process, and training, building your team, etc. Thanks again, and God bless.